So I'd like to welcome Mr. Ajay with a big online show. So I'd like to start it, but let's start from the very beginning. So okay, from your B.tech journey, you have spoken about it in your Josh Talks as well as in your YouTube channel, Jude. So how was your B.tech life?
B.tech life, no? If I have to talk about my B.tech life, I seriously think the kind of B.tech life that I have seen, it has all kinds of emotions, literally. Like right from the point when I started off as a very, 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 very confused person who was barely, scratching the surface in terms of the scores and even the extracurriculars and all of that. And slowly, I built, like semester by semester. I started getting exposed to life. That's what I tell to a lot of people. College life, like the life that you're living right now, the VITAP, all this college life, this is the one that's going to teach you like 80% of whatever you learn in your life, you're going to learn it in your college life. So use it to your max.
Yeah, definitely. I'll agree this with you.
Yeah. And you have to use it to your max. You have to use it to your absolute max, the college life.
Yeah. Because I myself, I can see my, improvement from the first year to third year.
Yeah. Obviously, this club and all, it's not a small thing. Even I used to have a club. My club is based on films and all. Like I was a very, very big film buff. And that made me open my own film club. That's what makes me relate to your club a lot. Like I used to have something very, very similar in college. I know how dear it will be, like having this club like this in college. And I also know it will give you a lot of classes, like you can bunk and all. I used to bunk showing my this one.
So we barely have any memories because of COVID. So we'd like to share, if you could, some few memorable experiences from your graduation days.
One of the biggest experience that I can think of right now is in my third year when I started the club. First 2 years just went off without being very unproductive. First 2 years went on just to figure out myself. And in third year when I started my film club, the most memorable moment is when I organized the first event. Like we as a club, we organized the first event. We actually called a Kannada film actor. He's called Rakshit Shetty. I don't know how many of you guys know him here, but he's a very popular guy in Kannada. So my college is back here in Bangalore, and we have organized that event. And organizing that event, that adrenaline rush, the 2 days before that event, those sleepless nights, that whole event time, the time that he came in, and my HOD actually talking good about me for the first time. That was the time that he's doing good kind of thing. He spoke.
Okay.
So all that event and that if I have to say, that bandwidth of 3 to 4 days, like that is one of the single biggest memory that I have when I think about college. That's what I tell the people, that when you're in college, if you do stuff like this, that is what you remember when you look back. Okay, the scores, I agree, you have to learn and you have to get your scores, but when you look back, these are the days that you remember. When I look back, see, this is a point that I remember. This is completely not related to academics, but still this is something that comes on the top of my mind. Like it was the first event when I spoke on stage, and it was very emotional as well. So all these 4 days, like it was like the single biggest experience for me within college. It was extraordinary.
And I know the inspirational one is your journey from a backlog student to a pilot. So it's truly courageous. So what circumstances made you take the decision?
So honestly speaking, once I finished my B.tech, I was in crossroads. Like there were 6 to 7 months was spent in a limbo, figuring out what I have to do. Like one of the pathways was to get into filmmaking and films and all. Second pathway was to do a job and then figure out. And third pathway was to take something up that would truly challenge myself. Like once my engineering is over, I enjoyed my life a lot. And those 4 years were the best in my life. And once engineering is over, when you step out of the college, like you don't get that kind of excitement outside. Like every day won't feel like college. And slowly I realized that in a couple of months, like 3 to 4 months, then I wanted something that actually will challenge me and give me that adrenaline rush, to do something, to actually, get up with that excitement every day and do. Then when I figured out, okay, what is that something that I have in mind? Somewhere in my kindergarten time, I had this dream of being a pilot that I brought back again. And I was like, okay, let me do this. But what I figured, like what I had in mind then, and to become a pilot, there is a very big gap that I discovered later. You have to clear a lot of exams, then also you have to study. I was like, okay, you can become a pilot. It's like a car, you can learn the flight and then you can. But it's not like that. First, you have to clear your exams. You have to be pitch perfect in your medicals. Medicals is like the head to bottom, here, tip to toe, everything they will check. And all of this process is going to take around 8 months. So 8 months of struggle. And then came Canada. And then I went to Canada, did all the flying, and it was like that. So my major, single most important focus was to do something every day that will truly challenge me. Yeah, that's it. Like that's what I wanted to do. Whether it is YouTube or whether it is entrepreneurship, it is something that I want to get up every day, that feeling, that push. Okay, let me do something.
I have got this similar question from Hemant Kumar. So what made Ajay to push himself every day? What made it? Like the similar one.
So I'll tell you in a stepwise manner to Hemant and to everybody. So every day when I wake up and before in the night when I sleep, that space, whatever is there. So every day when I wake up and before the time that I sleep, each and every moment, if you're able to live. So for example, let us take YouTube as an example. So I make a video. So there is a whole process in itself, like ideating, to making that video, to marketing that video in terms of thumbnail, proper title, proper description, and responding to comments, learning from yesterday's mistakes. So all of this, whatever is happening, is like an entire life in itself. It's a life cycle in itself. And it just truly pushes. I'll tell you what, if you have to be excited in life, your today has to be like one step ahead of yesterday. Only then you'll feel. If your life is like monotonous, okay, same, if you are in the same stage, you don't get that excitement. Whether it is YouTube, whether it is even pilot, even in that flying days when I used to fly in Canada, to learn something new every day, because it's life and death. You can't like screw around. If you do something, then it's not it's off. So you have to be completely attentive. Your mind has to be completely there. So something very similar I experienced in YouTube. So I just try to figure out things that I enjoy doing. So these are the things that keeps me excited. This pushes me. So to answer precisely.